No.
All right, hold on. Layout. Boom.
Oh, so much
Is that
better. I
better?
feel so much better. How was your homemade ish margarita?
I mean, it's homemade as canned mix and decent tequila. It's not a bad tequila.
I am a fan of the basic. I guess you could call it skinny margarita, but it's just a couple ingredients and that's it. I think it. A lot of people say it's too tart, but I think it's perfect.
I asked a friend of mine who's a tequila alcoholic, and
Yeah.
I said, "What tequila?" I was buying tequila for a mixing bar, and she made this Cimarron
Mm-hmm.
Respirado, and it's not a silver margarita or silver thing. It's got a little color to it.
It
And
does.
honestly, as someone who's not a big tequila fan, it is not bad at all. It doesn't have that really aggressive taste to it.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I do fancy some espresso martinis, and some people like to make them with tequila, and I think it's disgusting. Uh, it is just gross, especially when you think you're getting a vodka espresso martini and you get the tequila one. That's a rude awakening.
Well, I don't do espresso anything, so
So good. You're missing out.
well, I don't like the coffee taste.
Well, then, yeah, you're not missing out.
All right. Well, this is gonna have way more tequila than margarita mix I was doing.
You're gonna see if you really like the tequila now.
Yep.
So, did you do anything for Cinco? Did you go out of the house? Go to
No, just I mean, I took the girls to dance, but I did make tacos and beans for dinner for the
there
fam.
you go.
Yeah. It was not bad. I mean, dude, it's Cinco de Mayo falls on Taco Tuesday. That should be the end of the world. That's pretty awesome. It's like everything.
Still got 2 hours.
All right, cool. There's chance.
I hear you though. How's that?
It's not bad. So either it's really good tequila or my alcoholism has definitely gone up several notches. I think that either are very, very plausible.
What's the brand again? What'd you say it is?
Cimarron Respado. It's got a ram on it.
Cimarron Rispara.
Everything else is in not English. Which is means it's got to be. There's no worm. That's
It
good.
is exceptionally made. You get very strong agave flavors from beginning to end.
Yeah, but it's not like a harsh thing.
Looks decent.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't like. I don't hate it. All right, cool. So the
let's go.
the American Commission.
American.
So he was in some interview, and he said that he thinks that a G6 playoff is very, very realistic, and that there needs to be a lot of look at it. And if the economics are right, then it should totally happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he did say this would not take away from a G6 getting into the CFP. They would be like a CFP member, and then you'd also have the G6 playoff. And I feel like it goes two different ways. Or I guess it's not, does it? If you allow a G6 team into the CFP, which they should belong. And then you have so I think if you have a G6 play, it shouldn't be a G6 playoff.
What is it?
It should be an NIT. It should be the same thing as an NIT is. If you're gonna have a 24 teams or whatever that number of teams that go into the CFP, take your top 24 teams. It's going to include at least one. It includes at least one G6 every year.
Maybe 2, maybe 3.
That's what at least means.
Maybe 3 though. That's a little more than
But you bet you take those teams and then you just take your next. You take your next 12 teams or your next 16 teams or whatever that number is, and it shouldn't matter whether they're all G6 or whether there's P4 teams in there. And so I think if he's talking about you take your top G6 team and you put them in whatever that number playoff team is, and then you have a G6 playoff between the other G6 conference champs and whatever play-ins you may have. I don't know whatever that number is, and you have that other playoff. I don't think if that thing becomes a thing, if people actually start paying attention to that other little tiny playoff, the P4 is just going to want to have their grubby hands in it they're going to want to do it. So then all of a sudden it's going to go from being all G6 teams to having like it'll turn into this little NIT thing anyways. So what's the point? I don't get it.
I mean, that's an interesting take from the commish of the AAC, but like I don't see the people loving that idea and wanting to tune into Coastal Carolina versus Wyoming.
The only people I see pushing for a G6 playoff are other than the commissioner of the American
P4
are fans of the P4.
Like, get out.
I don't see like, and I hate that condescending nature of you telling me what is best for me. Like, let us decide. We decided that we wanted to be part of the FBS. We've made all the accommodations. We've done everything we're supposed to do. We all have. It's being the FBS, and we acknowledge that you guys get a fuck ton more money than we have, and we still want to be here. So let us wallow in our little bottom barrel of everything.
I mean, do you think the AAC commissioner was paid off by the P4 to start saying this garbage? Like,
I've seen some people saying that he wants to get a commissioner job at the P4 level, and so he's just doing what he's walking the walk or talking the talk. He's talking the talk to get into it. I've seen that I've heard people say that he knows it's coming, so might as well start embracing getting people ready for it. I don't agree with any of it.
No, I think you don't do that until the P4 does its little break off thing where they leave behind some of their own. Then you do something. Then you are separate. Like, and look, the P4, P2, or whatever, autonomous 2, whatever the hell they're going to call themselves, they're going to split off and do their thing and take 30, 40 teams, whatever. Well, not everyone's going to get in. What are those teams going to do? They're going to look at the rest of us and be like, hi, how are you? We need somewhere to go. Or, hey, we're going to make our own conference. Who wants to join us? Right?
Yeah, no, yeah. It doesn't make any sense to distinguish a separate playoff for teams. Like, just and I think going to 24 teams is too big.
How
it doesn't make any sense.
Bullshit?
Oh, I don't think it's really that big. I don't know how real it is.
I want to keep what we have. I want access to the CFP. I prefer they redo the bowls completely and drop all the affiliations and just pair exciting matchups. Not necessarily P4 versus P4, but I think you could argue putting a Jimmy Madison, maybe if they don't make the CFP, with someone else from a P4 conference and start pairing people that way so it's actually exciting instead of what we have today.
Well, right. No, I don't disagree at all. I think the bowl thing was supposed to be, back in the day, a chance to see your team play another team they wouldn't see very often. It was a chance for a Texas to play a Southern Cal or a Georgia to play an Oregon or something like that. Games you wouldn't see normally, which I like. That's exciting. But we've gotten to the point now where everybody's playing. The conferences are so big and everyone's playing each other and they have these big, huge marquee matchups every season to get everywhere. It doesn't make that a lot of sense in that regard. So I say drop all auto bids to the college football playoff. Like, conference champions be damned. Get rid of all of them and just say top 24 teams or top 12 teams. Whatever that number that gets in, allow all of those teams in, whatever they may be. And I understand that if you say we're taking the top 12 teams, then there's a good chance that they're just going to ignore all G6 teams. They'll be 13, 14, and 15 in the rankings just to keep them out, whatever. But that makes more sense to me than having a G6 playoff and one G6 team in there.
I mean, I was kind of like skimming some of the article about this. I think it said something about potentially the Big Ten commissioner like is a 24 team with one auto bid, and the auto bid is the G6 champion.
I'll take that. I would take that.
I mean, look, if it, I'll take it.
Do you mean
so
the
only
G6 champion?
In.
But the G6 champion is the champion of a G6 tournament, a G6 playoff.
Something.
Yeah. That's something they talk about, a G6 playoff to get into that spot.
Well, it doesn't say that specifically. I don't know how they.
But no. But people have talked about that. They've talked about having a G6 playoff, and then whoever wins that. So what is that? How many teams do you put into the G6 playoff? It's G6. Do you take all 6 champions? That's what, 3 games you've got to win to get into to win. So it's 3 additional games to get into a tournament of teams you are technically on the same playing field as, to go win another 4 games, whatever it is, to win a championship. That's bullshit.
So I don't like any of it. I mean, here's my worry with, like, if they ever move to 24 teams, highest ranked gets in, no auto bids, guarantee you somehow, some way, it is one G6 team in that top 24, and the other ones start at 25.
Yeah, no doubt.
They'll just be like, oh, well, Vanderbilt, oh, they're 24. All right, G6, you get the 20. You're 25, and Jamie, you're 23.
I've said it over and over again. We're in a very chaotic period of college football, college sports, where the haves are trying to separate themselves from the have-nots, but they're still connected to these arbitrary conferences that were created decades ago. And they're acting like, well, the SEC is this, the Big Ten is this, and we all operate as a unit. Eventually, once you squeeze out every other program that's not P4, you're going to start squeezing out every program that's not an elite blue chip team. And so, granted, Vandy's had 2 really great seasons. They're going to get squeezed out. Purdue is going to get squeezed out.
They're definitely. They're not making.
Yeah, Rutgers is going to be left behind. Like, they're going to start getting rid of these programs. It's going to happen. That's the only thing that makes sense, because there's no way that these teams, this group is going to continue to allow other teams to milk off of them when they're focusing on how much money they can get. If every team in the SEC is getting $60 million, the Kentucky or South Carolina is losing every conference team or game every season, or losing every conference game against anybody else that's not SEC or not Kentucky or South Carolina. All right, cool. Why are we giving them $60 million when that can be a lot more millions in our pockets if we just split it? So it's going to come down to the top 30 teams in college football. It's going to be Georgia, Michigan, and Bama, Ohio State, Southern Cal, Oregon. It's going to be those teams. Notre Dame, Florida, FSU. They're going to just become those programs, and they're going to ignore conferences. Are going to become nothing.
You're describing a very sad world.
It's very disappointing. What frustrates me the most is that Georgia State could be in this whole mix if we would have had somebody that gave a damn about athletics 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because look,
anytime between 2000 and 2005.
Look at UCF and Houston and Cincinnati. Like, we could all be right there with them.
Even, I know we started football in 2010. Even 5 years would have been huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
If we had started football in, say, 2000, we're still playing at the Georgia Dome, right?
Yeah, we would have been playing the Georgia Dome all the way through 2017.
Do you think that would have made it even just made it hard to be successful? Like, it was cavernous. It was big.
But USF had the same thing, they're building an on-campus stadium, but they've played at Raymond James forever.
And they did.
They got really good, and they got a lot of fans. Amazing. They won games. More fans showed up. They got more support. Now they aren't competing with as many eyeballs. There's not as many sports over.
Do you think that if we started football 2000 or before, and we've been playing at the Dome and we've had success, when Arthur Blank comes around, he wants to build Mercedes-Benz, that Georgia State is like an active participant in what that, because technically we were forced by the government to be grandfathered into it, and you know, the Braves kind of like just lucked us into everything else. But I'm kind of curious because one of the early talks was to have the Dome and the new Falcon Stadium operating independently. There'd be two stadiums. We could have had the Georgia Dome as our home.
That'd be wild.
Period.
Wild. I don't know. I kind of like where we ended up. Thank you, Braves, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a part of me, I think when they were going through the studies for, you know, converting Turner Field into Georgia State Stadium, where they had kind of an erector set stadium idea on the northern end, I think. I wouldn't have minded that either, honestly. And just
it would have cost us
reappropriate the field, Turner Field.
It would have cost us $1 jillion to tear down Turner Field.
I bet. It's a lot of concrete.
Yeah. I mean, look at what it's taken us just to build something on top of what was Fulton County for baseball. The easiest sport to build. Like, maybe soccer is even easier. I know baseball's got to be easier to build on, right?
Man, we could have put baseball in Turner Field and then did everything else and made a whole complex.
I think there was I think so in COVID, because Canada was being like super lockdownish during COVID, and MLB was trying to get back started again, and the Blue Jays were like, "Where can we play?" And somebody at I have no idea if there's any truth to this, but something came out on social media that somebody, the Blue Jays, was like, "Well, what are the Braves doing with their old stadium? Can we play Blue Jays home games at Turner Field?" And someone's like, "Well, there's a big ass football stadium seating section in the middle of it."
It's a really short home run.
It was like it's like Savannah Bananas playing on a football stadium. Like, you know, it's really short home runs.
Yeah, you could run up the score in 2020. No.
All right. Well, so the next thing that I was going to talk about kind of leads. We talked about this a little bit. There was
before we get there.
Sorry.
We're on the same page, right? This whole G6 playoff thing's dumb.
I hate it.
Okay.
I hate everything about it.
Ryan, what do you think? You're for it. Okay. Got it. Ryan's for it.
Well, if you and I are both for something, Ryan is probably against it. I think that's a very, very fair statement.
The inevitable's coming, guys. Like, it's going to happen. We just better accept it and move on. I don't know.
All right. So the Football Coaches Association, whatever, had a vote today, according to some tweet I saw.
AFCA or whatever.
And so what they voted in favor of was a playoff with like a maximum of 24 participants, but discontinuing conference championship games.
Is that all conferences or just the ones that matter?
I mean, well, for conferences that want to get rid of them, I don't know. It didn't say. It didn't specify.
Are they trying to get rid of it so they could start the games when that week would have been conference championship week, I guess?
Right. Well, yeah, because one of the other things was to end the college football playoff by the second week in January. But that makes sense to me. Like the way if you're going to have a college football playoff and you're gonna invite as many teams as they're talking about, look at the NFL. The NFL does not have, or hell, look at any sport. And you have your divisions, because that's what conferences are becoming. In a college football playoff, conferences are your divisions, right? Yeah, the NFC East does not have a championship game between the Falcons, Panthers, Bucks, and pieces of garbage, right? They just get their bid into the whole thing. So yeah, it makes sense to get rid of the conference championship games, which is weird because that's a whole lot of money. It's a whole lot of TV money.
I mean, those are premium matchups. They're gonna
shake hands. But how many times is the SEC just Georgia, Alabama, and Big Ten is a rematch of Ohio State, Michigan, and I don't know.
Well, I mean, and the conferences are starting to complain more about the championship games because it does them no good. It's detrimental to their standings. It could kick a team out. Like, so I guess I get it. But also, so if the playoffs start the week of December 1st, then the bowl games really become weird because now you have playoff games like every weekend.
I mean, I don't hate that.
I would love. Hey, here's what I'd love. I would love playoff games on Christmas. That would be amazing. I mean, I would love the shit out of it.
All right, Tim. Here's another idea for you. Playoff game on Christmas in London.
They're gonna fly all the teams, or
I just when my kids wake up at 6 a.m. to find out what Santa gave them, I want to be able to turn on the football game an hour later and be able to watch a game. You know,
I mean, that'd be amazing. What is this like? Is this real or is this like future?
This is their recommendation. This is their voting. This is like what as an association, this is what we think is best for the sport. So.
But I mean, I guess if you're gonna do all of this, you're gonna still have this problem with Christmas. So like, you're gonna have this weird 2-week break between.
Dude, I know. I'm with you, man. I want as many football games on Christmas Day as possible. I want all of the games on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to avoid NBA on Christmas and NFL.
Whatever.
I'd be cool. I think it'd be awesome to like have college football maybe at 2 games on Christmas and.
Yeah, whatever that schedule allows.
Yeah. So this is just an idea. It's not.
Yeah. Oh no, it was just their recommendation to what the NCAA should do, or actually not NCAA because that's not even run by the NCAA. But yeah, just what the recommendation is to do. I think it should be a limit on conference size because, like I said, with the NFL, you don't have an NFC East championship game. But there's only 4 teams in the division. But now you're talking about the SEC. How many SEC has 16 teams?
Yeah.
16 teams. That's a lot of teams. I think there should be a cap on conference sizes at like 9 teams. 9 teams 10? Should be the maximum size of a conference.
I mean, now we're 14.
Yeah, Sunbelt's 14.
We're gonna shed Texas State and add La Tech. We have 3 fucking Louisiana schools in our conference. Why?
Well, it was going to be 3 schools in any state. Like it was either going to be La Tech or Jack State or Kennesaw State.
Add some team in Kentucky. That's in
Western Kentucky was probably your best bet about not having somebody.
Let's all get top.
Honestly, this is so stupid. My only problem with Western Kentucky was the map would have Tennessee as a black hole on there, and I'm like, well, like we got to have a team in Tennessee, otherwise, it's just weird. We're just like assholing Tennessee in the whole thing. There's a little gap in the middle of the whole thing.
I mean, I wouldn't mind dropping Texas, or you add Florida and Kentucky. That's really tight profile.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know. I think 14 is too many teams. Like I said, I think you should cap.
I want to stop at 10.
Cap conferences at 9 teams.
I feel like you wanted more teams.
No, I wanted more teams so that we could split apart and have a smaller conference. Because I still think as much as I have like little respect for the teams in our conference, in our division specifically. Well, actually, I have less respect for the teams in the West Division. I feel like if the Sun Belt split and you had the East teams in the division, even including Georgetown South, whatever. I mean, no, I don't want them, but that's just that's the natural split of the whole thing. Even with that, that's a better conference. Happy, Marshall, ODU, Jimmy, Coastal, Trash, us, and pick another team. That's a better conference than being in there and make that other team Troy, right? That's better than being with South Alabama and Arkansas State and the Louisiana schools and even Texas State. Did I say Arkansas State? Because they suck twice as bad. They're even worse to be in. So
I mean, I guess looking at the map, you got a Tennessee and a Kentucky school, and get rid of Texas. I'd be happy. Or you do Tennessee and Florida, and you get rid of Texas.
Yeah, Florida but if we get a Florida school, it only makes sense to have a Northern Florida school or a Central Florida school.
Oh, yeah, nothing south. No.
Going all the way down to FAU or FIU makes any sense. Even USF.
Although, if they were available, I would take them.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're doing more than we're fucking doing.
I mean, I don't know. I just we have 14 mouths to feed. I don't know. It's a lot.
I don't think we should have added anybody after Texas State leaving. I know it messes up scheduling shit.
Balance, yeah.
But I don't think we should have added anybody. I think we should have had teams competing to get in there.
I agree. Shit, like I told you, I didn't want to go past 10.
Yeah. I think,
and then we added 2, and I'm like, great, now we have 14.
9 works because you get 8 conference games, you play everybody, and then you can.
I like that. And you have 1 weird game.
Yeah, but if you have 10, then you don't play everybody unless you do. Well, I mean, that math probably works. Then you only have 3 out of conference games.
I don't hate that either.
I don't think that math works.
9 to 10. How much do we know? Like, we didn't talk about this last week. How much did Louisiana Tech actually end up paying Conference USA?
The people were saying it was something like $8 million or whatever, which I think I think we did talk about it because I don't think it's that high. I don't think it's that high. I think that $8 million is all of their cancellation fees plus like forfeit revenue. And so that's not money because they're leaving the conference anyways. But when you want to make it sound like you're fleecing a program for leaving, you say, oh, they're giving us $8 million, when in reality, they're giving you, $5 million, which was like what was expected. And then they're foregoing $1.5 million in TV money over 2 years. That obviously they're not part of the conference, so they would have never gotten that.
Really giving it up anyway,
right, or something like that. I don't know how the numbers work out, but yeah,
I was just hoping they couldn't work it out. They got stuck. Like, oh shit, we don't have the money. We're stuck.
Shit, that's a lot of tequila. Yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't. Obviously, I'm never super excited about adding a Louisiana team to anything that I'm affiliated with. That being said, as much shit as I've heard about Louisiana Tech ever since we've been in this conference, reading the message boards with Monroe and Lafayette and everything. Yeah, I've been following that podcast that we talked to when they joined the
how do they feel?
Dear God, Please Don't Die podcast, whatever they're called. Go Tech, Please Don't Die.
Yeah.
They seem like our kind of people, man. Like they're like they know how bad the situation is, but they still root for their teams, and I'm like, that's kind of where we are, right?
Sounds just like us. I
mean, plus their colors are right on par,
They are. I'm fine with them being in the conference. I just don't think we needed to add anyone.
I agree. We didn't need to add anybody at all. I would have been more than happy to stay, and then honestly, hope that somebody can't keep up and drops out.
I think we know who that could be.
Us.
Hey, whoa, no, it's Monroe.
Hey,
speaking of where things are in Louisiana, so La Tech is close to ULM.
Yes, like 30 miles, 30 minutes, something like that. Yeah.
And then where the hell is La Tech? I mean,
Lafayette. Lafayette's closer to Texas.
Okay, so these are on the eastern, northeast side.
Yeah, I think that Monroe and Ruston is where La Tech is.
Ruston.
I think they are northern Louisiana, and Lafayette's western Louisiana. I think.
Okay. I mean, I think I'll continuously not know where any of these places are.
I hope to forget about them and it not be relevant to my life at some point, because fuck Louisiana. So I should probably save this until Ryan's here next week, but I'm going to forget about it. So I'll go ahead and toss it out to you now. Obviously, I'm obsessed with schedules.
Ooh, what we got?
I know, breaking news, right? No, this is just me admitting how dumb I know I am about schedules. As I've been like waiting for the NFL schedules to drop. They're not supposed to come out till next week, but there's now reports coming out saying they won't be out to the following week because they're trying to like sell some package to another streaming service we have to pay for and all this kind of bullshit. But in my searches, I found a guy today who released his projected. This is just some random dude, but he went out and he projected all 32 teams' schedules, home, away, international, everything for 18 weeks of the season. And I put it into a fucking spreadsheet and I analyzed the hell out of it. I was like, how does this look for us?
How does it look for Atlanta? I'm just curious.
I liked it. Honestly, it wasn't too bad. I didn't like, there was a couple like a little away game stretches, but honestly, we play a lot of Northeastern teams away and they were all early in the season. So nice. Like our worst game was like, I think Cleveland in November or something, which is not horrible, And I was doing this whole thing as the entire time. I'm like, this is stupid. This is just some random dude on the internet who came up with, he thinks the schedules are going to be based off of nothing. And I took it like gospel. I was reading it.
I mean, it's no different than the guy that's on social media trying to buy Spirit. Have you seen that?
I was ready to pledge for it until the site crashed and he had to change the domain. And I'm like, I'm not sure I'm buying this anymore. I love it. I think it's awesome.
I think it's kind of funny. I don't know how realistic it is.
Oh, it's not realistic at all. Like there's no way that it's going to come to fruition.
Think about how much effort he's putting into this shit.
I liked it. So what I didn't see it from him first. I saw it from somebody talking about him.
Okay.
Is a woman. And so she was excited about it. And she kind of posts some clips from what he was saying. It's like, but I've obviously got to look into this guy's background. And she's like, he says, I'm autistic and I love planes. And she's like, that's all I need to know. I'm in. You know what? It sounds good to me too.
I mean, it's Spirit Airlines. It's probably not a rocket scientist to run it. So
I think it's funny. He calls it nationalizing Spirit Airlines, and a lot of people in the comments are like, "This is how socialism works," and I'm like, "This is literally capitalism. Like this is crowdsourcing. This is not socialism, or this is not." No. Whatever,
the government taking over Spirit Airlines.
It's voluntary participation in the whole thing. Yeah. But no, I mean, it's pledges. It's not committed money. I was like, I'll
pledge $45.
Well, no, I would do like 10,000. Yeah. Like if this thing came to something to a point, and they're like, all right, this can happen if we can make it right. Like yeah, I would love to own $10,000 worth of an airline that I can probably get a flight off. I don't know. It could be a huge moneymaker. I love it.
Hopefully, it doesn't have Spirit policies
because
they were bare bones.
You see, Delta's dropping.
I saw that. The
free snacks and drinks for economy class.
300 miles. Or
350 miles. Destinations, which is pretty short, honestly. That's like a 45-minute flight. That's like Memphis. That's like Atlanta to Memphis.
They should have a website. Will I get free snacks and drinks?
Well, somebody made a good, speaking of capitalism, somebody made a great point that if they do this, it's just going to make the soft drinks and the snacks and the concourses just double in price even more. Like when you've got to, you can't take it with you through security, and then you want to buy something to have on the plane, you get to pay captive audience. So
it's true.
My anti-capitalist views are like captive audience that should be considered the same thing as like monopolistic powers. In the U.S., you're not allowed to have a monopoly, right? Unless the government allows you to have a monopoly, you're not allowed to have a monopoly.
Right.
I think being inside of an airport or being inside of a football stadium is a monopoly, because I can't buy a Coke from anybody inside of a stadium other than the stadium.
The stadium itself. Right?
So they can charge me $12, not Arthur Blank's Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but Charlie Cobb's Georgia State Stadium. They can charge me $8 for a fountain soda or for a 20-ounce bottle of Coke or something like that. That's monopolistic. Granted, I don't have to go to the game, but if I do go to the game, I don't have any other options.
I'm like really curious, like what's a 351-mile flight? Like where is that?
I guess Atlanta-Memphis would be that.
Atlanta-Memphis?
Yeah. So they're short. Atlanta-Jacksonville or
Louisville and
yeah. Louisville, probably Charlotte.
Memphis is 330, just shy. What about New Orleans?
Fuck New Orleans.
Are you kidding? Oh, 424. You're good. You still get snackies.
Yeah. Well, obviously, if they issue this policy, they'll start squeezing that number. But it's 350. Oh, now it's 300.
Well, they all do it. I guess Delta was the lowest, and now they're the highest.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. I mean, I get it when the flight's that short. Who cares? Like, are you really going to pay attention? Are you going to notice that you're not getting your free Biscoff cookies and Coke Zero? That's what I get.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. Just get it in the concourse, but like the concourse shouldn't be like, ass raping you for every single fucking thing. They make so much money. Though the airport vendors make those little carts they have in the Atlanta airport,
like on the in between major things.
Yeah. It's not actually like a storefront. It's just like they literally it's a cart that has like some cold sandwiches and like a soda or whatever. In the Atlanta airport, they make those carts combined makes more money than some of the restaurants in there do. It's like millions of dollars a year.
Goes fast.
Exactly. They make so much money. A friend of mine used to run the fucking airport. I know what I'm talking about. They make, I don't know what I'm talking about. I know shit what I'm talking about. I've made up things she's told me. They make more money than a lot of the other places in the airports make. Millions and millions and millions of dollars.
I'm sure they overcharge. Do they charge more at those carts?
I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing that fucking sucks. If you go to the Atlanta airport, the home of fucking Coca-Cola, into Concourse E, you have to fucking scrape and look and climb to find a place selling a Coke product. It's Pepsi, the entire place. There is, I think there's a TGI Fridays or something like that, and they have like a little, they have a little vending machine that has Cokes in it. And then if you go all the way down Concourse E and then like up the back ass to the last place that Frontier has a flight that goes to Buffalo or Syracuse or something like that, there's one little store that sells Coke products.
That's weird. I wonder why.
Everything else is Pepsi products. In Atlanta, America. Bullshit.
That's really strange that it's that way. I mean, if Delta offered you Biscoff cookies for $1, would you do it?
God, no, that's fucking stupid.
No?
Let's not eat.
What about a Coke Zero for $1?
Diet Coke? Absolutely. I'll pay a diet. I'll pay it. I'd probably drink like 12 of them.
I think they should have it optional. I think you could buy it for $1. Buy a soda for $1.
That's a subscription service I want to pay for. I want to pay a subscription service. I'll pay $12 a month, and every flight I go on to, I have unlimited Diet Coke and bourbon.
Say Diet Coke with bourbon.
No, not with bourbon. I just want to have a Diet Coke and a bourbon.
Hold the Sun Chips. I don't want them.
I like Sun Chips.
They're not bad. I always get the cookies. I don't know.
No, I got the Sun Chips. I got the Sun Chips. The Biscoff cookies taste like what's supposed to be crumbled up and put into a bowl with milk. It tastes like cereal.
Yeah,
like
right?
It's
a little sweet cereal, but yeah, it kind of tastes like that.
Yeah, like a little Cinnamon Toast Crunch. A little harder on the crunch. All right, we've gone 43 minutes on this last call, dude.
Whoa. I didn't even know. We got off on tangents. I mean, some good ones, you know.
Great conversations, as always. All right, thanks, Ryan, for listening. We will talk to you next week with Ryan. He will give us
Ryan Grant
story after story after story about all of his kangaroo delicacies he's eaten, because that was his goal in Australia. And we'll find out how many of y'all broke into his house, because I told you to last week.
Do they eat kangaroo?
Yeah, they do eat kangaroo.
They do?
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah. Kangaroo steak.
Kangaroos are kind of assholes, so I'm okay with it.
Talk to you next week. Say goodbye, guy.
Peace.